guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor.
And a big thanks to Chance and the rest of the management and staff here at Ford of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Chance.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Expedition replaced the Bronco as Ford's full-size SUV back in 1997. The 5th generation Expedition that you see here is all new this year for 2025, not changing the powertrain, but that's about it for the similarities. The 2025 Expedition ditches its rear opening windshield in favor of a new split gate design, which is similar to the Range Rover and BMW SUVs, with a weight capacity of 500 pounds and an available seat back and picnic table. Inside, along with an upgrade in materials, is an all-new tech layout, featuring a 24-inch top display and a 13.2-inch infotainment screen. The 2025 Expedition also reworks its trim levels, ditching the XL, XLT, Limited, and Timberline, keeping the Platinum and King Ranch, with an all-new off-road Tremor that we have here, getting 33-inch all-terrain tires, 10.6 inches of ground clearance, Raptor running boards, skip plates for the fuel tank, front axle, and transfer case, with an upgraded suspension and steering rack. Finally, getting Trail 1-pedal drive, rock crawl mode, trail turn assist, and the monster high output 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, which cranks out 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this Tremor to 60 in under 5 seconds. Ranging for 2025 for the Expedition is a $61,000 base active that we already reviewed in this channel, up to the top-of-the-line $83,000 King Ranch. Here we have the Tremor sitting right beneath the King Ranch with an $81,000 base price. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So in my opinion, we're currently looking at the coolest 2025 Expedition trim level, and when you consider how loaded this is for the interior, it's sitting around $35,000 to $40,000 beneath the Navigator we reviewed on this channel, with similar performance, increased off-road capability, just as spacious inside, and as you'll see, basically just as loaded as well. The front end styling, we get the full LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, black contrasted grille, updated Ford logo, forward-facing camera, and just an overall very aggressive design. Black Expedition lettering on the bold notched hood with some gold contrast down below, gold recovery hooks, full front parking sensing, LED fog lights with active shutters for the radiator and intercooler down below for the twin turbocharged V6. If I didn't mention, we also get a forward-facing camera. The wheel and tire setup, which is likely the reason you're going with the Tremor over a Platinum or a King Ranch, we get these 33-inch General Grabber all-terrains with 18-inch gunmetal gray and gold contrasted rims, 6-lug pattern. Dimensions are 275/70 R18. We get all body color wheel well trim, an additional side sensor helping us out with the 360 Tremor on the lower left part of the door, Raptor running boards, black contrasted mirrors with LED turn signals on them, and an additional camera to help us out with the 360 blind spot monitoring on the glass. We got 4-door smart access, also an appreciated touch. The Raptor running boards do not compromise just about any of our ground clearance. I'll take a squat back here just to show you that the transfer case and the skip plates actually sit below the running boards, and a very bold and aggressive overall side profile with the roof racks and massive panoramic moonroof. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. All black trim for the window trim, blacked out pillars, and a really aggressive looking olive green paint color. I'll leave a link right here to show you the exact name of it. With the same rear wheel and tire setup, the only difference is a smaller brake caliper and a pretty decent amount of overall ground clearance. I believe the total is 10.6, as you mentioned earlier. You get a push to open gas cap with easy fill. Premium fuel, of course, is recommended for this high output 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6. We get full LED taillights and additional sensor on the side for our 360 with full rear parking sensing, gold outlines for the Black Expedition lettering, Ford updated logo right above it. We get the wiper housed underneath a spoiler with an LED third brake light. We also mentioned Ford ditched the rear opening glass in favor of the split gate design. Let me demonstrate the split gate for you real quick. Underneath the eye is our electric button for the top portion. For the bottom portion, you simply press this button right over here, and it falls down just like a BMW X5 or the SUVs from the Range Rover competition. We can drop this tailgate right down with a click of a button. Trailer hitch, I'll leave a link right here, show you exactly what this SUV can tow, and our exhaust tip for the high output 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin turbo V6. And speaking of it, let's fire it up and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the high output 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6 sold by Ford for the 2025 Expedition. And it sounds okay, cranking out 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to the rear or all four wheels with a part and full-time four-wheel drive system. You can expect 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. Car and Driver tested this monster at 4.9, which is almost 2 full seconds compared to the 6.2 liter V8 equipped GM full-size SUVs. And that 6.2 is already a beast, but just simply no match for this high output 3.5 liter twin turbo, which also sits low in the engine compartment, as you guys can see, which will definitely help out with the handling. The hydraulic struts are appreciated. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, and walk around this 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor. And let's take a step inside and see what we get with probably my favorite overall SUV in the full-size segment for the money. Up top, we get leather stitching with gold contrast, gushy soft armrests, and leather stitching for where your knee will often hit. Just hard plastic for the lower portion, but it feels premium. Bang & Olufsen sound system, lock and unlock, with 4-window auto one touch, F-150 style door handle, power folding mirrors that are 4-way adjustable. Ton of storage. You'll stack 2 foot-longs in the front and rear, and you'll fit 2 24, possibly 32-ounce water bottles. Mentioned the Raptor running boards with an Expedition plastic step-in plate as we step inside, with super comfortable Tremor leather buckets. Gushy soft for the bolsters, perforated, heated, and ventilated. We get lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the front seats. But taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So compared to the basically fully loaded Active that we already reviewed in this channel, this is definitely a way nicer interior. The layout's basically the same with the 24-inch top screen, 13.2-inch infotainment screen. Same with the steering wheel shape, but the overall materials just feel a little bit more premium. On the left side of the steering wheel, we can adjust between our cruise control and lane keep assist. Hopefully you pick it up on camera. And the right side of the steering wheel, here we can adjust all of our adjustments when it comes to the steering wheel. You can adjust it down, up, and you can also telescope it in and out. Pretty cool. And you can also adjust the pedals so you can fit this SUV to any sized person, with volume and skip controls as well, and voice commands beneath it. Hopefully you can pick any of that up on camera. I didn't realize I was blocking it from you guys on the steering wheel, but everything is right over here in this corner. Definitely something that's going to take you a second to get used to, but once you're used to it, it's actually nice not having to remove your hands from the steering wheel to adjust any of the controls. To the left of the steering wheel, we have our drive mode selector and locking rear differential. Our drive modes include balanced for normal mode, tow haul, which shows us trailering and heavy payload, eco, standing for efficient driving, sport for spirited on-road driving, slippery, wet, ice, snowy conditions, off-road, rough, uneven, and mixed terrain, with rock crawl for low-speed rocks and boulders. Pretty cool overall. We'll start the review off in sport, tryout, normal, tryout, eco probably, and just see what the differences are, but sport mode will probably be the coolest daily driving mode. It's going to be tough to get your combined 18, 19 miles per gallon. The stocks have a satisfying click. We get blind spot cameras too. Hopefully you pick those up on camera, with auto rain sensing wipers. Eyesight sensors for the Blue Cruise. It's about a $2,700 option, the only option that we have here on this Tremor, but one of the better new highway cruising technologies, with 4-wheel drive auto, 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low, and 2 high. We'll leave it in 4 auto for the duration of this review. There's 2 buttons to open up the liftgate. This button opens up the top part. This button opens up both parts. Electronic parking brake, and hopefully get a good look at the pedals. The dashboard itself is all stitched, soft touch materials with massive amount of speakers in the center stack. This is a very solid audio system. The home screen we're currently looking at, you can see the audio and navigation, which is Google's latest display. The response is perfect, resolution just about the best in the business right now, with some of the most intuitive voice commands on the road today. Vehicle settings, you can pause, take a look at everything available with the trail turn assist, all of our apps, pretty decent amount of them, and down below you can adjust all of your widgets with climate control all the way down below. My personal favorite screen to leave it at all times would be the home screen. The backup camera, let's check it out. Super high resolution, guidance lines, and trajectory with an over-the-top 360. You can alternate for a trailer hitch view, over-the-top view, narrower view, and an actual side blind zone trailer reverse guidance view. You can also press this button over here and alternate how far to the left or right you actually see. And throwing right back into park, we'll return right back to the previous screen, our gear limit, volume controls, auto engine start stop. We get our self parking, hazards, forward facing camera, and you press one more time, we'll return right back to the previous screen. Turn off the traction control, rock crawl mode, pro trailering mode, wireless phone charging pad, USB A and C port, 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24 to 32 ounce bottles. With Ford's new slidable console, opening up a ton of storage beneath it, Expedition aluminum lettering as well, and we can slide the console right back into its place. Cool. Gushy soft leather armrest with gold contrast stitching. The console space is massive. This top tier, you'll fit business cards, car accessories, and you'll fit a 12 pack of 2-liter bottles of soda and an additional 12 bolt in there as well. We can shut this thing right up. The glove box itself, hard plastic for the cover of it, but it's damped, pretty large. You'll fit 20 to 25 license plates, should easily fit 2 pairs of shoes. We get an auto dimming rear view mirror, but it's not frameless. The interior lights are LED, sunglass holder, 3 garage home link settings. We can open up this panoramic moonroof. The shade opens up decently quickly. Once it opens up, I'll catch right back with you. All right guys, now that the shades open up, we can open up the glass, which goes underneath the second panel, so it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. Cool, we'll see if it goes out any further. It does. So wow, well into the second row of space, massive opening. Poking our way out of here. Pretty cloudy day today in Port Richey, Florida, but still 79 degrees. Can't complain. We can shut this glass right up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin with a pretty premium feeling headliner. It's not suede or Alcantara, but a decent amount of padding. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat at least of this 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor. Let's take a step out back, see how much space is offered back here, check out the third row, and then take this 2025 Tremor out for a drive. We get leather stitching up top, gushy soft leather armrest. We get the F-150 style door handle, auto one-touch windows, and additional Bang & Olufsen speaker. You'll stack 2 footlongs, 32-ounce water bottle, and you'll fit a 6-inch sub out back. The second row seats are very well bolstered for a back seat. Perforated, heated, not ventilated, with a full third zone climate control adjustment, and the seats of course slide and recline. The Raptor running board continues. Taking a step inside, this grab handle helps us out a lot with a very decent amount of legroom. I have about 7-8 inches of it, and check this out, that's not it. The seat slides back about another 7 inches. Now I have well over a foot of knee room, headroom. Even with the moonroof, I have about an inch, inch and a half, and I can slide the seat really far back. I'm basically lying down back here now. Perfect for nap time, perfect for kids. Probably not perfect for the third row passenger, but I'm sure if somebody's sitting in that third row, I wouldn't be such a jerk sitting like this. I'd compromise a little bit of my space. But speaking of compromise, this is probably where I would be if someone was in the third row. So when we hop out in the third row, you'll see how much space there really is. We get additional USB-C ports. There's 2 of them. Map pockets, which are leather, also 2 of them. You get 2 cup holders, an additional little storage pocket in front of them. We mentioned a third zone climate control, more USB-C ports on the opposite side. A ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this massive panoramic moonroof with the air vents blowing directly into your face. LED interior light with hooks on both sides, perfect for a suit or a dress. Also, these armrests are massive, perfect for a full-size arm. One of the largest captain's chairs armrests that I've seen in the full-size segment. But let's take a step out into the third row, see how much space is offered back there. Just pressing this button up top, and the seat immediately shoots forward. These floor mats might get a little bit in the way, but I'll try to work around them. Putting the seat back to where it was, that is just not where it was. There we go, that's about where the seat was. But as you see, with plenty of room for the second row passenger, I have just about as much room back here as a second row passenger did up there. Headroom too, I have at least 2-3 inches of it. These seats do recline pretty far, so I'm very comfortable back here. The material's just hard plastic with a very large window and adjustments as well. The interior lights back here, also LED, air vents to blow directly into our face. There are 3 seatbelts back here, but if you have 2 200+ pound adults, I wouldn't expect you to fit somebody over 150, 160 in the center, but that's still really spacious, way more spacious than anything you're gonna get in the mid-size segment. And for the full-size segment, the non-extended wheelbase too, this is just as spacious, if not more spacious, than anything we reviewed on this channel. We can hop out of here with a click of a button. The seat shoots forward. Also a reason why you're going with a full-size SUV is just how simple it is for somebody over 6 feet tall, about 200 pounds, to get in and out of that third row. But taking a step out towards the cargo space, we already demonstrated it. Basically, underneath the eye is the button for the top part of the liftgate and the button to drop the bottom part right beneath. With the third row up, as you guys can see, this is why you would go for an extended wheelbase version of the Expedition. Not that much space. If you plan on keeping 6, 7 full-size adults in this SUV, I'd heavily recommend going for the extended wheelbase. You'd have basically, with the third row down here, that much space with the third row up. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much space is back here with the third row up, third row down, and with the second row down, but definitely a big compromise compared to the extended wheelbase. Secret storage, we get a little bit of it, but not enough to offset having the smaller wheelbase Expedition. We can drop the third row seats down pretty quickly, just pressing the button on both sides. Sorry guys, I couldn't actually drop the third row seats stuck. I'll let the dealership know before this car gets purchased. But we get a nice additional storage cubby, LED interior lighting, and hopefully get a good idea of the overall cargo space. We can bring this tailgate right back up. Again, the tailgate can hold up to 500 pounds with an available seat back and picnic table. There are 2 buttons to drop the top part of the liftgate. This button drops it, this button drops it and locks the SUV. We don't need a lock, so we'll press the button on the left. It immediately starts to close, so take your step back so you don't get doofed in the head. That's about it though, guys, for this all-new off-road oriented monster 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor. With these 33-inch all-terrain tires, almost 11 inches of ground clearance, basically a fully loaded version of this Expedition, and saving $30,000 to $40,000 compared to a competitive Navigator that we reviewed in this channel, while getting equal performance with this high-output 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost. Let's take this 2025 Expedition Tremor out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, though, throttle response is really good with this high output 3.5. It feels like you're driving a V8 even at low speeds. Steering in sport feels really good. And check this out, over the massive bumps with these 33-inch tires and upgraded off-road suspension, there has never been a vehicle we reviewed in this channel that felt that good over bumps that big. One of the best ride qualities in the segment, and this is without an air suspension. Sure feels like it has one though. We can take a step out here. Looks like an okay spot to try one out off the line. We're not going to brake torque it. Yeah, we'll brake torque it a little bit. Let's go. Whoo! Yep, I can see 0 to 60 happening in around 5 seconds, if not quicker. This thing can haul butt. And in sport mode, it holds your gear, boost kicks in quick, brakes feel good, throwing it in, steering feels a little bit tighter in sport, and the handling isn't bad at all. This feels like a way better handling platform compared to the outgoing Expedition. It was already a good handling platform, it just didn't quite feel as nimble as a GM SUV, but I don't think we could say that anymore. Over these massive speed bumps, let's check it out. Wow. This might ride better than the Escalade. Holy crap, that's insane. I'm gonna hit this one really fast. This might be the best riding SUV that I've reviewed in this channel. Wow. S-Class levels of ride quality, Escalade levels of ride quality, body roll is just about non-existent. It does feel like it's hopping around a little bit with this four-wheel drive, even in four-wheel drive auto, and it sounds like, oh my crap's flying around. But whew, this feels like a really solid SUV. Steering feels good in sport, but this ride quality, I was not expecting this thing to ride this well. We'll try to brake torque it a little bit more, try to see how quick we can feel off the line, and let's go. Oh, that's way quicker. Yep, that feels like under 5 seconds, 0 to 60. Brakes feel good. Throwing it in. Whew, a little bit of push, but it feels solid. You can feel the lane keeping assist kind of throwing you in as well. But wow, hopefully picked up sport. I don't think there's any reason to push it any further. Let's try the complete opposite, eco mode. Rolling start, about half throttle. No downshift, but boost kicks in. And it's still a really powerful power plant. Sure, if you're trying to show off to your friends, throw it in the sport. But in eco mode, watch this, half throttle, a little bit of a downshift, but still. Yeah, I think eco mode will give you all you really need. I'd probably leave it in eco mode for daily driving, but either way, this thing's got a lot of power. The blind spot cameras are sick. Throwing it in faster than we should. Handling is good. Throttle response is good, even in eco mode. Yeah, guys, I got no complaints. This is a very solid feeling SUV. If you take a step out onto this multiple lane highway, the brakes feel really good too. Body roll's limited on the gas. Oh. Yeah, guys. Very solid feeling power plant. And at highway speeds, listen, silent. The ride quality is top level luxury SUV. The isolation from the road, we didn't do a window check, but yeah, we have dual pane windows and to be expected. Looks like a good opportunity to try one out off the line, but whew, I was not expecting to be this impressed with this SUV. About half throttle in sport. Ooh. Powerful but smooth. Even the shifts, everything about this SUV feels very luxurious. Quiet once you're moving. These all-terrains have zero hum. Steering feels sharp and direct regardless of how massive this SUV is. Try a real world turning radius and I'll catch right back with you. All right, guys, real world turning radius test. About half throttle. Woo. Yeah, you look down and you are moving. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a seriously good performing SUV, we'll take it out of sport. We put it into sport one more time just for that offline acceleration. But if you're looking for the ultimate luxury SUV with capability and with performance at around the $80,000 price point, you're looking at it. Sure, we're getting up there in price, but you're genuinely getting every single penny worth your money here. Compared to the $68,000, $69,000 Active that we reviewed in this channel, yes, it had some options and features, but it was two-wheel drive, had the standard output EcoBoost. For an extra $10,000, this is double the SUV. If you're looking for a new off-road capable, high-performance three-row SUV, you're okay with spending $80,000, this is probably the best way to spend that money, and I would 100% recommend doing so. And a big thanks to Wade and the rest of the management and staff here at Ford of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Wade. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.